Los Angeles, the world capital of paying for traffic. Los Angeles is the only place on Earth where you can spend an hour driving and still be 10 minutes from where you started. LA drivers lose 88 hours every year sitting in traffic, which means the city basically steals 2 full work weeks of your life so you can stare at someone else's bumper. The problem isn't that LA is too big. It's that LA is too spread out. A city built like melted butter on a sidewalk, where everything is technically close, but practically a 1-hour drive away. Public transit exists, but using it feels like signing up for a side quest with no reward. You wait, you transfer, and you walk past 3 empty bus stops while watching 6 lanes of cars crawl at walking. Congratulations, you saved $10 and lost 20 years of patience. And owning a car here isn't optional. It's a subscription service. Fuel, insurance, maintenance, parking, $10,000 to $12,000 a year just to participate in daily life. A financial penalty disguised as freedom. LA was designed for cars, not humans, and the bill shows up every month. Because in this city, the real price of living isn't rent. It's everything you lose while stuck on the 405. Dubai, where air conditioning is the real public transit. Dubai is the city of the future, just not the future humans can comfortably survive in. Summer temperatures don't rise, they attack, hitting 45 to 50 degrees Celsius like the sun forgot personal boundaries. And instead of designing shade or walkable streets, Dubai built distance, massive roads, giant blocks, and towers spaced so far apart that walking anywhere feels like crossing a frying pan on foot. You don't stroll in Dubai. You sprint from one air-conditioned bubble to the next, like a lizard avoiding death. Yes, there's a metro, a clean, efficient 75-kilometer line, but it covers only a slice of the giant urban footprint, leaving most residents with one choice: buy a car or melt. And Dubai chose cars, a lot of them. Over 540 vehicles per 1,000 people, making traffic jams the city's second national sport. And the real bill? The AC. Homes, malls, towers, bus stops, sidewalks, everything needs cooling. You're not paying for comfort, you're paying to not evaporate. Dubai solved heat by cranking the world's biggest AC bill. Because here, walkability doesn't save money, it only saves lives. Houston. No zoning, no limits, no saving. Houston is the only major city in America where urban planning is basically a group project with no teacher. There's no zoning, no separation of uses, no maybe don't put that there rule. If you want a strip club next to a daycare, Houston says, absolutely. The result? A city that feels like it was shuffled, not designed. Houses next to warehouses, apartments across from chemical plants. A streetscape powered entirely by chaos and courage. And all that build wherever you want freedom comes with a price. Houston paved over huge sections of its natural wetlands, the very areas that once absorbed heavy rainfall. So when Hurricane Harvey dumped historic rain, the water had nowhere to go. The damage? Over $125 billion, making it one of the costliest disasters in US history. And that wasn't a one-time bill. Residents now pay for it every year through higher insurance, higher flood risk, and higher repair costs. Driving isn't cheap either. Long commutes mean more fuel, more maintenance, more money burned on the freeway. Houston proves a simple rule. Planning is optional, but the price of not planning, that gets paid forever. London, where housing costs more than human organs. London is a world-class city with world-class prices and absolutely mid-tier planning. The average home here costs around £655,000, which is impressive because that's more than most people will earn in a decade. And what does that get you? A studio the size of a generous walk-in closet if you're lucky. The problem isn't demand. It's that half the city refuses to let anything be built taller than someone's ego. Many boroughs block high-density housing, so the city expands outward instead of upward. London didn't solve sprawl. It hid it behind £2,000 a month micro apartment. And if you can't afford to live near work, enjoy the commute lottery. Londoners lose nearly 150 hours every year sitting in congestion, which is basically a part-time job you don't get paid for. Even the tube isn't cheap. You tap your card and watch your bank balance cry in real time. This invisible tax hits everyone. Renters, drivers, workers, families. Pay more for housing. Pay more for transport. Pay more for everything. Because when a city blocks density, It doesn't preserve character. It just empties your wallet. Jakarta, the flooded megacity that's literally sinking. Jakarta is the only city where your house can lose value because it's physically getting closer to the Earth's core. Parts of North Jakarta are sinking up to 25 centimeters every year, which means the land is going down faster than incomes are going up. And while the city sinks, traffic rises. Peak hour congestion isn't a commute, it's a lifestyle. People lose 3 to 4 hours every single day just trying to move across town. That's not travel time. That's a slow motion hostage situation. Flooding hits the city constantly, and every storm feels like a stress test Jakarta keeps failing. Homes get damaged, businesses shut down, cars get destroyed, and the repair bill never stops growing. It's so bad, the government decided the only real solution was leaving. They're literally moving the capital to Nusantara because the current one is drowning in its own problems. And the costs? They stack up like water levels in monsoon season. Repairs, relocations, lost work hours, infrastructure damage, endless commutes. Jakarta proves a brutal truth. Ignore the environment long enough, and the environment starts billing you directly. Beijing, Ring Road Economics, the traffic circle of doom. Beijing is the only city where you can measure distance in ring roads instead of kilometers. There aren't just a few. There are 7 of them. 7 giant circles that were supposed to organize the city, but instead turned commuting into a real-life loading screen. And those commutes? They're legendary. The average Beijing resident spends around 90 minutes a day trapped in traffic, which means, by the end of the year, you've spent weeks staring at taillights and questioning every life choice you've ever made. The city keeps widening and adding roads like software updates. Introducing Ring Road 7, now with even more congestion. Beijing added ring roads like iPhone updates, and each one fixes absolutely nothing. Yes, the subway is massive, over 10 million riders every day. But that just means you get pushed into a train with the force of a small earthquake. Transit is crowded, roads are jammed, and fuel bills climb like apartment towers. Every new lane costs billions, yet traffic barely moves faster. Because bigger roads don't solve gridlock. Better planning does. Toronto, North America's slowest growing transit system. Toronto is the city that keeps building upward, while its transit network stays stuck in 1980. The TTC has 4 subway lines, serving a region exploding with new high-rises, which means half the city gets skyscrapers, and the other half gets a polite, good luck. And housing? Toronto doesn't just have high prices, it has Olympic-level high prices. One of the fastest rising markets in North America. People move farther and farther from downtown just to afford rent. And that distance becomes the most expensive part of their day. Because every commuter in the GTA knows the pain. 65 to 85 minutes of daily travel. Each way if you're unlucky. That's not commuting. That's a lifestyle subscription. The city keeps approving towers, with no transit to reach them, so people drive. And when everyone drives, nobody moves. Fuel bills go up, maintenance costs go up, and parking prices feel like premium DLC. Toronto proves a harsh economic lesson. When your population grows faster than your transit, the cost of simply existing skyrockets. Transit isn't just infrastructure. It's the difference between an affordable city and a financial squeeze. Phoenix, where water goes to die. Phoenix is the city that looked at the desert and said, yeah, we can beat that, and then promptly started overheating. Summer temperatures don't warm up. They jump straight to 43 to 47 degrees Celsius, like the sun decided to park directly above Arizona. And instead of building shade, Phoenix built distance. The metro area sprawls across 14,500 square kilometers, making it one of the largest urban footprints in the US. Everything is far apart. Everything requires driving. And every drive requires AC blasting like your life depends on it. Because it does. Water? Good luck. The Colorado River is shrinking. Allocations are tightening, and Phoenix keeps growing like it's located next to a waterfall instead of a dying river basin. Water bills rise, restrictions appear, and lawns become an expensive fantasy that evaporates faster than your paycheck. The city treats shade like a luxury product. Sidewalks sit empty, bus stops melt, and walking anywhere in summer feels like a survival challenge created by someone who hates pedestrians. Phoenix proves the math brutally simple. Build massive sprawl in extreme heat, and everything costs more cooling, water, driving, living. Because in this desert metropolis, The real heat comes from your utility bill.